At least not that I know of.
When I get stressed, I battled anxiety and I don't know why. I didn't believe in
Hmm.
anxiety. I thought I was
Okay.
it started like manifesting as I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. And I thought I was having heart palpitations, but I think it was just my brain tricking. So I went to every doctor. Like I got an EKG, I wore a monitor for a weekend, and I legit thought that I
Hmm.
was about to have a heart attack. Well, my anxiety like transformed into having twitches all over my body. So at
Okay.
first I would have twitches on my arm, like my shoulder. And then,
Uh-huh.
you start Googling and the first thing that comes up is ALS. Um,
Okay.
so I convinced myself that I was going to have ALS, that I was about to be diagnosed, that I was going to lose
Yeah.
the mobility of my body and I was just going to succumb to ALS. And then it started twitching all over my body. Um,
Uh-huh.
but I it's not 100% better. I'm not like cured, but like
Okay.
you, I know that if I eat clean, if I'm exercising right, and all those good things, then I don't have those severe reactions and those inflammation points, and I don't twitch nearly as much. But
Hmm.
it's pretty wild. I can put myself into the state of almost having a panic attack by
Uh-huh.
myself. You know what I mean? Like you were saying,
Yeah.
it come like at first
Yes.
it came out of nowhere, but I can almost convince myself that that I'm having anxiety and and I can work myself up into almost having a panic attack.
Okay. Well, that's really, do you mean by twitching? Do you mean like muscle spasms kind of?
Yeah, like
Because
muscle.
I had exactly that,
Did you really?
actually. That's yes, I had muscle spasms, and then after muscle spasms, the panic attacks, and then migraines. And well, it really sounds similar to
Yeah.
what I was going through. Yeah.
Yeah, so mine started me and my buddy did a podcast with his cousin and his cousin was just diagnosed with ALS. Okay?
Yeah.
And he was in a wheelchair and we did that podcast and then I started following a bunch of we were helping him raise money to buy him a wheelchair and to get him all
Yeah.
the right necessities at the house. And when we did that podcast, I got followed by a few people that had ALS. So my Instagram feed was a lot of people with ALS.
Okay.
Then one morning, I remember this because we were out of town, we were on vacation, and one morning I watched the story of this one guy. He played pro football and he was a good athlete and he was diagnosed with ALS. One of the first symptoms that he noticed was twitching. Okay.
Yeah.
And that planted a seed in my brain somehow. And literally the next day, I started getting twitches in my shoulder. So this
Mm.
was like a week after I talked to, my friend's cousin who was diagnosed with ALS. A week had passed. I had all the stuff in my head. And then I watched that video and he said twitching and he said I was getting twitches on my arm. And I got them in the same place that this guy said he got them and it freaked me out. And it was so dark. I legitimately thought that I was like gonna die. That this was ALS, and then it went from.
Hmm.
I told myself I was like, well, as long as it doesn't go from, as long as it stays in my arm, I'm probably okay. This is probably
Okay.
anxiety, right? And then no shit, like the next day, it went to my next arm, and then it went to my legs, and then it was my calves, and it was like little, almost like popcorn in my body. I don't know if that was the same twitches as you got. Is it the same?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I call them muscle spasms, but yeah, I got them in my whole body. So
it's
definitely, yeah, my
scary.
lip was kind of twitching at some point. Yes.
Yeah, my eye, it got to the point where my eye was like twitching, my eyelid.
Yeah.
It was freaky, but I'm able to control it a lot better now. As if I don't drink like these like crappy drinks,
Oh
um,
yeah.
if I don't drink bad drinks, if I don't drink a lot of coffee, and if I exercise every day, then I'm able to control it a lot better.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Okay,
I
so
go ahead.
that's curious because what I was doing for it was magnesium and like just crazy doses of magnesium, and that seemed to help me, and I still do it.
Yeah, did you take those trace minerals?
Uh,
The blue bottle, it's called trace minerals.
no, I think that's a US thing.
Okay.
So no, at the beginning I took supplements, but then I they started giving me headaches. So I couldn't take them anymore. So then I was actually after the injection that I had of the drug that I told you kind of made me disabled. I was supplementing magnesium in like lotions and creams that I was making myself, like 16 times a day, and also having 2 long magnesium baths in Epsom salt and magnesium chloride as well.
Wow.
So, and that was the only thing because I couldn't even walk. My muscle spasm was so bad I couldn't walk.
That's so intense. So I did the same. I researched and I was like, how do I stop these
Yeah,
these twitches or spasms? And it said that you're probably low on electrolytes, so
yeah,
magnesium, potassium, all those things. So there's these little this one company in the US that has trace mineral drops, and you put them in your
yeah.
water. Well, and
Hmm.
they're expensive. Like they're the purest form of electrolytes that you can get supposedly, and it's expensive. It's like for an 8 ounce bottle, it's like I don't know, like
Hmm.
$4. And you're only supposed to put like 3 drops in your
Oh
eight
yeah,
ounce water. And I was just like dousing. I probably
yeah.
overdosed on electrolytes for about a week there because I was trying to stop them. I was trying to do
Hmm.
anything, everything to stop them. I I
Hmm.
I reached a point though. I realized that caffeine had a lot to do with it. I was drinking a lot of caffeine at that time.
Yeah, because I
So
think it does rinse out magnesium. So
yeah.